Everybody, welcome back. Oh man, the crowd is as loud as the robust weed. All right.
That was a good one, Waxy.
Right on,
That was
man.
pretty good. Yeah.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Waxy Brown's Flower Power Hour, brought to you live from the Robust Cannabis Studios at K-Kid 92.9, right here in the heart of the Grozarks, and we are excited to bring you this show today. I'll tell you what, sometimes we get these shows lined up that have some pretty critically cool guests, man, but this time we are lacking in anything that is not phenomenal. So get ready for 2 hours of cannabis and rock and roll. Welcome back, Emily from Robust. We got Robust in the house.
Right.
We are the Robust Cannabis Studios because they're right down the street and they grow some of the finest cannabis on the planet. Talking organic, sustainable, that's Robust.
She's got some exciting news for us.
I smoked it earlier. Are you talking about something different?
Yeah, no.
Oh, okay.
You just mentioned the flower, man. There's a whole new product out there.
This vibration that you're feeling in our voices out there, that's Robust. We've also got Michelle. I called Justin earlier. I said, man, you're going to have to take the wheel. Emily brought some Robust concentrates, and none of us are functional. And this is his answer. This is what he says back to me. Okay, first off, are you serious? And then I'm only halfway. But we are here today. All right, so there's a very, very cool thing happening out there. The Courage in Cannabis Volume 2 book is coming out by Dr. Bridget Cole-Williams.
Right.
And this is a phenomenal book. It's going to come out in the spring, and it's called Courage in Cannabis because it's an anthology of stories from real superstars out there who have taken cannabis and enriched their lives and the people around them. Yeah. So we've got Michelle Neri, who is she's nationally known, one of the coolest folks you're ever going to hear an interview from. Justin, what would you say the takeaway from that interview is going to be?
The allergies were pretty prominent for all three of us on that call with Michelle. I was biting my tongue, so I wasn't just like ugly crying because it's that powerful. I mean, it was wow.
Right. Yeah, and I was watching Justin, and I cried because Justin was crying. That was all that happened. Yeah. But
solidarity.
It's powerful. But that's what you're going to find in the Courage in Cannabis book is a whole lot of cool stories from a whole lot of great people. And the cool part about that is over the next couple months, every show, we're going to feature one or two of these authors from this book, right?
And the book hits in April?
It's going to be in, I know it's spring. I don't have a date yet, or I throw it on you. You can go to Courage in Cannabis. What's the website, Justin? Is it courageincannabis.com?
Yeah, add a .com and you're good.
Man, I did it. All right, so go to courageincannabis.com while you're listening to some tunes here on K-Kid or whenever you want to, and check that out. I also have Andrea. Give me that last name, Justin. My handwriting's terrible.
I gotta pull it up because it's French, and my French is terrible here. So.
Got you. So we have Andrea's going to be on also. She's
Chelier.
Yeah, Chelier. Sounds like a hockey player, man. I'm gonna get checked by Andrea. So the she actually has a chapter in the book as well, and she has a great story, and her story revolves around post-traumatic stress disorder. So it's going to be a very interesting conversation, and we'll get into that about 2/3 of the way through the show. We've also got our friend Ron Durbin, who that's a cool name, man. Ron Durbin. It sounds like a strain.
Durbin Poison.
Ron Durbin Poison.
There you go.
Yeah.
The voice of Randy over here as well.
Thanks, Randy. Oh, so I have Randy Johnson in the house. One of cannabis's best fallen toads out there. Helped pass a lot of these laws that we have in Missouri. Welcome to the show again, Randy.
Thank you.
Yeah, you betcha. Ronald Durbin. He's got Viridian Boot Camp, which is an event that's happening March 16th in Kansas City.
Week from tomorrow.
Yeah, week from tomorrow. We're all going up there. I know if you're in the cannabis industry in Missouri, you're going to want to be at this thing. If you're interested in the cannabis industry, you're going to want to be there. If you are excited at all about micro license opportunities, you're going to want to be there. The ticket to get into this thing is not as steep as a lot of these events I've seen. And the cool part, it's 8 hours of classroom study. You're getting everything that you need to go forward.
Normally, you'd be in the $2,500 range to get the amount of education you're going to get off of this.
Yeah, even attorneys that go to this, they get like these credits that I guess attorneys need. I don't need any credits for what I do, but attorneys need attorney credits.
So the cost on this is
I think it's like $350.
Right.
Yep. Not bad at all for what you're getting.
Not bad if you're getting value out of it,
ViridianBootCamp.com.
Yeah, Emily said she's gonna buy us all tickets.
That's so weird.
I didn't even see your lips move.
Okay, that didn't happen. But we are going to be there. It's going to be a good time. If you guys do go to that event, make sure you find the Waxy Brown team and come say
That was
hello.
a perfect answer, too.
All right, so let's get into the meat of the show. Justin, I know that we did the Super Bowl, Robust Super Bowl. I have to let you know, brother, because I know you've been over there in New Mexico, remote from the show, and have not been able to taste any of these strains from Robust. And I know it's killing you.
It is killing me.
But I want you to know that today we got to meet the Cali Raisin extract, and it was I'm telling you, you can hear it from my voice
You
right
can't
now.
say that on the air.
Which part?
It is the
yeah. Okay, yeah, it's great. It's absolutely great. Emily, I did see that it's the Cali Raisins #2.
Yeah.
So even better than #1.
I don't like to pick favorites, but a lot of people have been preferring #2.
Okay, well, I prefer it right now too.
So far, I'm
You're
preferring it as well.
Yeah, Randy's preferring it real hard over there. He's preferring it real well.
Well,
So
I'm so excited about it on
Yeah.
adult use and finally being able to try all these amazing products from all these amazing growers and everybody else in the state that I'm actually taking a train from New Mexico so I have time to recover on the way back when I come out for 420.
Yeah,
Just anticipating I'll need some downtime.
wild. No, I get it. And when you get here, I promise you won't have to go to the dispensary. I'll have some Robust waiting for you, man, just so you can
Perfect.
experience this cannabis. Because let's talk a little bit about it, about Robust cannabis. Because listen, I know I throw accolades on you guys all the time, but I want to tell you, like, out there in Missouri right now, folks are just raving about Robust cannabis, because you guys do it a lot different than everyone else and have a different, I'd say even a different culture inside your buildings when it comes to the folks that work there, the environments you're providing. Let's talk a little bit about.
We'll say it's the pride beams.
Yeah, it does. Like you walk in there, it's
Right.
yeah.
Right.
First off, when you walk in the door, the coolest thing is the smell of soil. Like
Is that what you smell?
Yeah. Unless
A blend of multitudes of
yeah,
smells.
exactly, all kinds of things. Yeah. It's all good. But so let's talk about why people are raving out there, and I'll start. It's got everything to do with terpenes.
Absolutely. All of our mothers come from seeds, so we never took any outside clones. We wanted to have different genetics on the market, so we actually found our seeds from all across the world, and we wanted a huge, robust terpene profile, because that's the good stuff, that's the medicine, and that's what we want to grow is quality medicine.
Right.
And I noticed when we say quality with Robust, we're talking about not just flavor and not just potency. We're talking about processes, right? We're talking about how did we get to this plant that is well and above a lot of the competition out there.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and that's why we love our greenhouse. We're one of only a few in the state, and that sun grown is just hits different.
Absolutely. Yep.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's
it
real.
does. Yes,
Yeah.
it does. And I mean, being invited in and being able to tour the facility and different things like that. I mean, there weren't a whole lot of those facilities out there that were letting just anybody in,
Mhm.
like us. I mean, because I don't consider us any,
Like us.
just anybody. Well, no, but I'm
Let a bunch of
saying,
yahoos in the building.
but I think that really helped out with the marketing and the popularity of it and letting people see what was going on.
Oh,
That was probably
absolutely.
one of the best moves you guys ever made, was just saying, hey, our doors are
This is
open,
what we do.
and here's what we want to see.
We're super transparent.
Yeah, exactly.
Everybody knows how to grow weed, knows
Yeah.
the way it's done.
Right.
We want to show you the way we like to do it.
Right.
I asked, I was asking her some pre-show questions and hanging out and rubbing elbows a little bit. And Emily told me, she's like, man, you should see it when I hire people. She's like, one of the things that I tell them is here, our goal is to grow cannabis that we want to smoke, that we are going to enjoy smoking. So it starts right there in the building, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, we love smoking our weed,
Right.
and it's as
Absolutely.
simple as that. So we want to be proud of the product at the end of the day, and we want to be proud that it's on the shelf, and also be proud that we're smoking it, because it's really fun when you're out in public and you're sharing a joint and someone's like, "What is that?"
Right.
Yeah.
And you get to
exactly.
proudly say it's
Exactly.
robust.
Right. It is. Right. Right.
Instant accolades. benefits. Right?
Exactly.
Love it.
Yeah, how cool is that?
It's one of my favorite things too, that I can walk into a dispensary and without asking, within 10 seconds, I can know if they have robust or not, because the bags are about as bright as it can get on
Right.
the wall. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a little on purpose.
I would say so.
So did you hear the numbers for the first 30 days or the first month of
Oh
sales?
my gosh, it was like what, 100?
103 million.
103 million.
Wild.
All right. So we did a little
That's the-
comparison. Go ahead.
That's the third highest of any opening
Oh my
per
gosh.
state.
Okay.
in
All
the
right. Because we did a comparison. You just did the third. So we compared it to Illinois. They have 12 million people, 12 million residents.
Double
They-
our population.
They did $32 million.
a third. Double their population smokes a third of the weed
Right.
we do.
We have 6 million, and we did $103 million in
But-
the first 4 weeks.
Yeah, but also thanks to all
Wild.
you Illinois folks that came over and bought some grass.
I'll get to that after a while.
Okay,
A,
all
a
right.
reason for that.
All
too.
right.
Well, go ahead.
Taxation.
Well, of course.
They tax the heck out of it over there.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah,
And,
you're right.
You know, all they're doing is driving people over to Missouri or going to their old buddy down the street.
Right.
You know?
And
Back
Missouri.
the way it used to be. I mean, I want to see it to where we can just go in and get it and go and not
Yeah.
have to worry about spending all of our money there.
We're gonna get there. You know, the kind of the cool part about what's happening in Missouri is compared to Illinois one of the reasons I think that our numbers are a little bit better. Especially, I'm gonna give you my favorite number in just a second. But I think because we have a certain amount of dispensaries in every congressional district and everything spaced out very well throughout our state, able to serve and access it was key in the writing of
Right.
Amendment 2. So I think that's a lot of the reason why we have big sales is also, you know, of course, other people are shopping here, but our access is carpeted. We're blanketed.
Absolutely.
We're saturated.
Yeah.
Well,
Very
a
cool.
lot of the thought process going into it
All right.
was the population centers. You know?
Right.
Now she's got to get out of here in about the next couple of minutes.
Okay,
so-
we'll kick her out. Okay, one. I want to give this number though. I want to give this number, and your team had a lot to do with this because if I'm not mistaken, I don't know if you're allowed to say this or not, but a lot of companies out there have had issues selling out. That everybody just wants the cannabis is running to it. I do think it's amazing that because of companies like yours and because of companies out there doing their things, veterans like myself, I'm a disabled veteran. I use the VA for all my medical. Because of you folks, the first 30 days they gave $2.6 million to the veterans.
Wow.
Nice.
That's
That's the
incredible.
number. That's the number. $2.6 million
That's
to the
amazing.
veterans. Yeah.
Yep.
Nice.
That's changing lives, folks. That's saving lives.
Yep.
All right, Emily from Robust, we're going to let you out here, but we're going to keep talking about y'all. And when we get back, we're going to do some real strain, fake strain, and we've got some really cool interviews for you guys. Justin, you ready for all that on the other side?
Hopefully, fingers crossed.
I love the
All right.
the confidence. Okay, you guys are listening to
Are we
Wax.
going into a break or to an interview?
We're gonna go into a break.
Okay.
Yeah, you betcha. You guys are let's go pay some bills. You guys are listening to Waxy Brown's Flower Power Hour, brought to you live from the Robust Cannabis Studios. And Emily, thanks for being here again.
Thanks for having me.
Awesome. We'll be right back with you guys. K-Kid 92.9.
Let's give a warm welcome to Smoking River Cannabis.
Hello, Missouri. Are you ready?
Premium brand. We're the best. High quality. Unique. Premium brand. Different. Unique. Premium high quality. We're different. We're different. Premium brand. Oh my God! Those guys.
At Besame Wellness, we're all about supporting the health and well-being of our community. With a wide selection of locally curated medical marijuana products, we'll help find what works best for you. Don't have a card? Let us help navigate the application process. And if you can't make it to one of our 5 convenient locations, we'll even deliver to your door. Visit us in-store or online at besamewellness.com.
Listen to the sound of my voice. You are getting sleepy. You want to wax off. You need to wax off. Donde está la biblioteca? Where is the library? You will wax off as soon as you can. Wax off. Good. Wax off.
Yo, what's up? My name is Klaus, and I'm very excited to be a part of Team Wax Off with the commercials. My man Carlos is the guy who pushes the button on the camera, but I'm really the creative genius. So what I like to do with products is I put them in places where people can understand how they work. With Wax Off, this is very easy. I got a filthy, gross pipe, and I put wax off in it. It's so simple. Pour it in sexy, Carlos. So just pour it in a little side. No, that's too... Carlos, that's too sexy. Dial it back. Okay, Carlos, pick it up and shake that. Shake it like a Polaroid picture, you little... Okay, now take it and rinse it out with water. It's been too long. Wash it. Okay, now Carlos, bring it back and show them the clean one. Okay, there it is. And there it is. It is clean and sexy. That is it. We are done now. Enjoy the photos and buy Wax Off because it is super sexy. Vidal tools, everybody.
All right. Hey, everybody, welcome back to Waxy Brown's Flower Power Hour, brought to you live from the Robust Cannabis Studios at KKID 92.9. All right, so we had Robust Cannabis in the house for the first interview. Emily, man, what a wild interview. Every time she's in, she's extra confident because what she's talking about is easy to talk about. It's easy to talk about really good cannabis, and that's what Robust does. So what a great
I
job.
love how they do what they do.
Oh, yeah. So, Justin, we've got an interview coming up with Michelle Neri. We got that coming up right now. And when we get back, Justin is going to play Real Strain, Fake Strain with us, and he's come up with all the strains this week, so it's going to be a lot of fun.
So you're hosting this time again.
Yeah, I figured I threw enough loops at you guys that after Robust dropped off all that good cannabis, you guys can probably struggle through me trying to trick you again.
Yeah, let's keep in mind, last time he played, Randy, he made all the real strains the first strain. So, like, he tricked the crap out of us.
Right.
And, like, that's extra layer of trickery. So you have to really watch out when Justin's
But then at the end, he really pointed us out, and he goes, you guys didn't even pick up on that.
Yeah, you guys aren't smart, is what he said.
Yeah. So are they all the second one this time, or did I actually mix them up?
Stop it, Justin. I don't even want to think about it.
A little strategery.
All right, Justin, you got that interview queued up?
Yeah, ready to go.
All right, folks. I want you guys to pay close attention to this one. This is Michelle Neri. You're going to find out she's a universal soul, and I'm very excited to present this interview from the Courage in Cannabis Volume 2 series by Dr. Bridget Cole-Williams. Justin, Route 66 Labs, take it away.
Interview with one of the Courage in Cannabis authors. Available for sale this spring. Visit courageincannabis.com for more info.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Waxy Brown's Flower Power Hour, brought to you live from the Robust Cannabis Studios at KKID 92.9. And I'm telling you what, we've got another superstar on the show from the Courage in Cannabis Volume 2 book by Dr. Bridget Williams. We're super excited to have Michelle Neri on the show. Michelle, welcome.
Hi.
Most of the time, you betcha. Welcome to the Flower Power Hour. This is going to be an awesome interview. I can already tell.
Welcome to the show there, Michelle.
It's nice to be here.
Very cool. Michelle is one of those superstar cannabis warriors that has a chapter in the Courage in Cannabis Volume 2 book from Dr. Bridget Cole-Williams, one of our favorite warriors out there, spreading the cannabis knowledge and the endocannabinoid science out there. Michelle, it's so good to have you on the program. I'd love to start this off with a question that I ask a lot of the folks that I interview, and that's, how did you find your path to cannabis? What brought you and the plant together, and how did that take you to where you are now?
I first found out about cannabis when I was about 11 years old. My dad was a big aficionado. So it was always around our house. And I didn't start to utilize it myself until I was about 16. And all my other friends were using it and coming over and hanging out at the house. I had to go to bed at 11. They'd tell me how much fun they had partying with my parents the next day at school.
A little background info on Michelle is a deadhead, so we're going to hear a little bit of that culture in there.
Right.
Yep, that will be in there.
All right. Keep going, Michelle. We appreciate that. Your parents also kind of dove into that culture a little bit?
Yeah, they both smoked right up until I started. My mom quit. She said she would never party with me, and she did not. My father taught me how to roll.
Okay.
He used to have a big can called the Great Divide, and he put an ounce in there. And the purpose of this Great Divide can was to separate the seeds and stems, because back then we had those. So he wore the can out, and then he designed his own and remade a can right up until he stopped having anyone roll for him.
Oh, wow.
My father,
you remember back. Go ahead.
He utilized cannabis right up until he went into the nursing home at about 75, and he started to decline at 77, and I didn't want him to pass away without being high. I didn't think it was fair that he'd utilized most of his life, so I went to the nursing home and I started dosing him, and I told him about it. and they thought Mr. Neri was the nicest they'd ever seen him. And unfortunately, they told me I wasn't allowed to medicate him anymore because they were federally funded. And I was beside myself. And anyway, I went to some friends. I've helped out a lot of veterans in my time, and those veterans were going to line up and come in and dose my father every 4 hours. They couldn't take us all to jail. Unfortunately, my father lost the ability to swallow, and so we weren't able to follow through it, and he did pass away not long after that. But he never forgot that he loved cannabis. He forgot I was his daughter. But when I would say to him, "Hey, Dad, I have some pot. Open your mouth. You have to eat it," his mouth would go open like a little baby bird. I gave him honey. That was the last time he was medicated, and I know he was very happy about it. I would like to find a way to continue that legacy if I can and help other veterans medicate if that's what they need to do.
I think that you will. I'm hearing that your activism comes from a very personal space.
Right.
Many of them. I'm a retired truck driver. I was crashed by another truck at 40. The only time I ever stopped using cannabis, I was accused of a crime I didn't commit. I know everyone says it. It took me 2.5 years under court supervision without utilizing cannabis to prove that I didn't do it. And I was told later I'm the only person ever to come in there accused of a felony to walk away. And I said, I told you when I got here, I'm guilty of 2 things. I drive too fast and I use cannabis.
Yeah. And one of those slows me down. Never gonna quit. Yeah.
Nope. Because after I was in a crash, another semi ended my career when I was 40. And the medical people would rather have me utilizing their pain pills, which my friends would steal. They're not really my friends. So I decided an all natural approach where I couldn't be have addiction issues. For instance, who knew Lyrica was addictive? It's a medication that they gave me for diabetes pain, and it didn't work, but it made me really sick when my roommate was taking it from me. And once I found out that even a diabetic medication could make me have withdrawal, I walked away from all of it. I walked away from almost 26 pills.
Wow.
Wow.
Yep. And I got my life back. I had to fight with a medical facility here. They said I needed a very serious spine surgery. I had to have my lumbar. I've since had my entire lumbar fused. But they wouldn't do elective surgery on a drug addict. I'm like, who's a drug addict? They said, you. I said, what do I do? They said, you use marijuana. I said, yeah, every chance I get, and I can walk away from it. I'm not addicted to it, you know? And he said that they didn't do surgery on drug addicts. And I'm like, is that your opinion or the opinion of the facility you work for? And he said, that's the opinion of the facility I work for. And I said, well, you wouldn't discuss my record without a copy of it in front of you, right? And he said, that's correct. And I said, can you tell me where I was about 6 weeks ago? Yeah, I was getting a life and death cyst removed from the side of my face. You don't know what you're talking about. You're fired, and I'll speak to your boss.
Yeah.
Yes.
I got the neurosurgeon, the best neurosurgeon at that facility, and I got my body back. I got my life back, and I still don't take their pain meds. When I had this last surgery, I had 19 staples in my spine, fully fused, all new screws and a bar to hold them all together, including 2 spacers. I came out of that surgery 36 hours after it on Tylenol and dabs.
Wow.
Tylenol and dabs.
Tylenol and dabs.
Right. There you go.
Yep. 700.
I've had to fight everybody. My chapter's titled From Stoner to Triumphant Tribunary.
Wow.
A tribunary is a protector or a champion of the people. I am a people protector.
Michelle
If I
knew
know
I
you're
didn't. She knew I
sick,
didn't know that word. I appreciate that, Michelle.
well, it has my name in it, and so it's always fun to play up on that. But I'll do whatever it takes to help somebody help themselves. I'll give free information. I'll tell them what I did for myself. I'll take them by the hand if I have to. It shouldn't be the trouble it is to help yourself feel better.
Right.
Yeah, I want to ask you a couple questions before we talk about the book here. You have a rich history in activism, Michelle, and part of that has to do with Normal. Can you take me on a little walk on what you've done there in Ohio with Normal?
Well, when it comes to Normal, I did not spend a lot of time with the Ohio chapter, and it did eventually get shut down. There were troubles on the board, but I never have a problem standing up and speaking the truth when it comes to the flower. What can they do to me? They can't take anything from me. They don't want to put me in jail. I'm a very expensive patient in jail.
I have not heard that from that perspective before. That's brilliant.
Yeah, no, they don't want me in there. I have a connective tissue disorder I didn't know I had. I found out after the accident. It's got letters and numbers, and what it is connective tissue issue. It's sort of like my glue comes unsticky, and things will just, come apart sometimes, mostly in my spine, and it's very painful, and there's no cure for it. So I medicate. I got to keep the glue sticky,
Yeah.
Keep it resonated. Yeah.
That's right.
Right on.
What's
Michelle,
that one song that Jesse plays in the morning?
I don't know.
Medicated Goo.
Medicated Goo by Traffic.
Oh.
Yeah.
Medicate. You remember Traffic, obviously, Michelle.
Oh, yeah. They opened for the Dead in 91 or 93.
Most likely.
Giant Lake.
Yeah.
To say connective tissue issue sounds like a dead song.
Yeah.
Just
It
throwing
does.
that out there.
Yeah.
It could definitely be. I could probably write one.
She's our new Robert Hunter of
There you go.
of
I'm a
tissue.
wannabe Robert Hunter.
Got it. Beautiful.
Yeah.
All right, so I want to talk about this book a little bit. So we're talking about the Courage in Cannabis Volume 2. Dr. Bridget Cole-Williams, who is just a phenomenal soul. She's just spread this endocannabinoid science in these discussions and put so many people on the map. Let's talk a little bit about your relationship with Dr. Williams and how you found your way to this book.
Actually, because of my activism here in the state of Ohio, our names cross. And she's also affiliated with the Cleveland Cannabis College, I think, which I was affiliated with them too for a little bit. And so you just hear each other's names. We have not worked together until now, and I am so excited to be able to help her spread the information about cannabis. I love to teach.
Very cool. Michelle, I'm going to ask you kind of an important question here. I'm a reader and I opened up your chapter. What do you want me to walk away from with knowing and having brought with me?
To know that no matter what your path is, not to be afraid of it, to tell your truth, and to stand your ground, especially if you know it to be fact. I've seen it all my life.
Right.
It's making me better. If you look back through my Facebook, you can see I used to be well over 250. I'm slowly getting my life back.
With the help of
Now
cannabis.
that I got my study to reverse my diabetes, I started in November and I have already succeeded.
Wow.
And I'm down like almost to where I'm supposed to be health-wise. So I just want everyone to know that if you know your path to be true, walk it tall, and don't let anyone knock you off. They will try, but the truth is the truth. Cannabis heals.
Yeah. Wow.
And keeps
So
you
awesome.
Yeah.
Both of my siblings have cancer, pretty severe cancers. One is in Tennessee where they don't have a medical program. And one is in Ohio where they do. One of my siblings is utilizing cannabis. The other one is not. That's another story.
I was going to say, I imagine, that's their story a little bit to tell, I'm sure, but I would love to offline have a little talk with you about that.
One thing I got to say is when it comes to cancer, it's their journey.
Yeah.
No matter what, you can't have them do things your way. It has to be done their way. And it hurts sometimes to know that you can help somebody, and because of their fears, they don't want help. For instance, my siblings know my father as a pothead. He was a biker. He went to stand on the Capitol steps in Ann Arbor for the first hash bash.
Cool.
Wow.
I've been on those steps several times.
Wow.
And it's a second generation thing, and there's the third generation, but again, that's their story to tell.
Volume 3.
That's right.
Very cool. Well, Michelle, we really appreciate you taking the time to sit with us on the program and talk about
Absolutely.
the book. You have an amazing story, and I can imagine that just about anybody that comes in contact with you isn't going to catch a contact high, but some contact information. That's really cool.
Sometimes they get the contact too.
Dig it.
Why did I know that was coming out?
All right, folks.
I'm an aficionado, true and true.
Very cool. I'll tell you what, it's culture keepers like you that keep me doing this show. I really appreciate you, Michelle.
Great, thanks.
Folks,
For Mother Cannabis, that's my persona, Mother Cannabis.
Very cool. Well, everybody out there, look for Mother Cannabis. I'm sure we can find you on the socials too. Right on.
Oh yeah.
All right, folks, make sure you jump out and get a copy of this book. It's Courage in Cannabis, Volume 2. It's coming out this spring. Tune into the show. We're going to have lots of authors on there, lots of information, education, and how to get a hold of this book by Dr. Bridget Cole-Williams, one of the coolest. I'll be in there as well. I'll see you over there, Michelle.
All right.
Yeah, right on. All right, you guys, that's the end of this one. We appreciate you, Michelle. We'll catch you next time. I'd love to have you back on the program.
Have a
Thank
great day.
you.
Yeah.
Anytime.
You guys are listening to Waxy Brown's Flower Power Hour, brought to you live from the Robust Cannabis Studios at K-Kid 92.9. And we're back. Welcome back, y'all. What an interview, right?
Yeah. She's
Wow.
cool.
I'm telling you, Michelle Neri, look her up, man. She's a force to be reckoned with in the cannabis space. Like it's really cool to have folks like that out there. And Justin, tell me, she was hilarious, right?
Oh, she was super cool, and hearing about her dad and taking the cannabis into the nursing home and all that stuff, it's just killing me. I mean, it was just brutal hearing that, but it's a story that we've heard a lot before with people that are
Absolutely.
that need that medicine and they try and get in there. So
Ordinary people doing extraordinary things.
Yeah,
Yep.
and a big shout out
It's
to
awesome, man.
big shout out to our co-host who is not here today, Tim Harms. He's out there in Switzerland, doing some big things out there. Missing this week. I want to say a big shout out to him because I know he's listening. But I know he's also one that really loves to keep that conversation on the very forefront. The nursing homes, the assisted living facilities. As we get older, we do need cannabis. There's no age where our endocannabinoid system shuts off. So wild stuff. Justin, it is that time, man. Real strain, fake strain game. And we've got Randy Johnson, my old buddy here. A little background on Randy real quick. I know this guy a long time. First time I met him, I thought he was a cop. Turns out he was a cannabis advocate working with New Approach back then. Really spreading the news, man, about cannabis. So
Turn your camera a little bit.
Oh, I'm all screwed up, aren't I?
yeah.
Yeah. It's all good. So let's get into it, Justin. Real strain, fake strain. Let's ride. So
All right.
we got to give Randy the rules.
Yeah. So Randy, I'm going to read off two strains. One will be real, one will be fake, and you have to guess which one is real.
Okay.
All right, I'll keep score.
Okay. Makes that
All right,
easy.
I won.
Yeah, I figured that much. That's why I'm going to keep score on my end too.
Okay, dang it. All right.
All right. So we'll go Randy, Waxy, Steve on this one. You ready?
Ooh, okay, we're switching it up.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right,
All
I'm
right.
in. I'm going to win this one.
All right. So the two strains are Andy's AK-47 or Bubba's AK-47?
Andy?
I got to go with Bubba.
Did you say Andy?
Andy.
Your turn yet, Randy?
Randy
Didn't
is
listen to-
first.
Oh, is
Randy's
he?
first. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I mean, what
He used
self-respecting
he
person
used
would
his-
call it
I thought he
Andy?
said Waxy.
He used his
Randy.
teacher finger on you. He was like,
Did you see that?
all right, so it's Andy or
Sorry.
Bubba's
AK-47.
Bubba.
You're going with Bubba?
I'm going Bubba.
You have to stay on that mic, Randy. It's tilted
I'm
off.
going
funny.
on Bubba.
There you go. All right, I'm gonna go with man, I love Bubba Kush, but I'm gonna have to go with Andy's. It's my favorite frozen treat in Springfield.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to go with the Bubba.
Bubba. I bet that's it because Bubba Kush. All right.
It's
go ahead.
actually Andy's AK-47.
Oh.
Win
Way
for
to
ice
go.
cream. Win for
Win
ice
for ice
cream. All right.
Frozen custard. Isn't it?
All right, and that was the end of Real Strain, Fake Strain. Waxy Brown has won the game with 1. We'll be right back.
It's the time to take a break now?
No
Yeah.
mess.
Okay, Justin,
Do
go
you have
forward.
some more?
Yeah. So the next one is ready?
Okay.
Banana leaded Kush or banana diesel.
I want both those.
Ooh.
I know what I'm picking. What do you got, Randy? Banana diesel or banana?
That's,
Banana.
yeah,
What is it? Unleaded?
Banana leaded, not unleaded, but leaded. So old school 2-stroke engine style.
Okay,
Kush.
I'll go banana leaded. That's just too far out.
Banana leaded does sound made up. I'm going with the other one. I'm going with banana diesel. No, that sounds gross. I wouldn't buy that. I'm going with banana leaded as well.
Same
Right.
again for me.
Banana leaded Kush or banana diesel.
I
got
think
that.
I'm going to have to go with the banana diesel.
Oh, you switched it up.
I did.
All right, me and Randy win. All right, next one.
Steve gets the point on that one. It's banana diesel.
Thought that might happen. Okay, okay. Number 3.
All right. So the next one is it Big Bambo, Bambo, or Big Mambo?
Big Mambo. What the Mambo?
Did you just spell? Did he say the same thing?
Yeah.
Did you
Nope.
say Bamba and Mamba? What?
Bambo,
Bam.
B
Oh,
as in
Bambo.
boy,
Okay,
It's just
or
not that
Mambo,
bamboo.
M as in Mary.
I'm going with the Lambo.
There was no
There is-
Lampa.
Oh, what was the first one?
It's a field.
Bambo,
I'm
This
going
is
with,
pretty difficult, isn't it,
I'm
Justin?
going with the first one.
Big Bambo with a
I'm
B.
going with Rambo. Okay, next.
He's going with Big
Yep.
Bambo. What was the other one?
Big Mambo.
I'm going to go with the Big Mambo.
I'm Bambo for sure.
Well, it's waxy on that one because it's Big Bombo.
Big
Wow.
What is a
Wow.
bombo?
I could be saying it wrong.
Randy,
It's-
don't ask questions you don't want answers
If
to.
it was
brother.
big bamboo, like the
Right,
ancient
like-
Egyptian
right,
record,
right,
right?
right.
1-0.
see
for the
that.
people
Justin
keeping score.
misspelled it. Don't call him out. All right.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Next
All
one.
right.
We're on number 4.
You talk.
So we're switching up a little bit. Ready? Blackberry keef plant or blackberry hash plant.
Got to go hash plant.
I'm also going with hash plant. I know.
I'm also
Yeah,
going with
I think
hash
we've
plant.
had this strain.
Yeah, it's hash plant all the way around.
We got that one, guys.
Boo.
Good job, Waxy's still in the lead.
All right. So the next one is it blurberry or slurberry?
Oh, unfortunately, I've had this one too. Go
Blur
ahead,
or
Randy.
Slur?
Blur or slur?
Slurberry.
Actually, I've had Slurricane. I don't know Slurberry. I'm gonna go with Blurberry. I'm gonna go with it's a cross of member berries and something else. It's Blurberry.
Remember?
That's not one of the choices again.
I'm going Blurberry.
Blurberry for me, too.
You should have told Waxy what the rules were too.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's his idea to start this game. I'm just throwing it back at him because it's funny.
Randy,
to watch.
I said read you the rules. I didn't say they applied to me. All right, go ahead.
All right. The real strain is blurberry.
Boom, I got
All right.
it. Steve got it too. Sorry, Randy. You know,
All right.
normally our guests come in and take this thing, man. I don't know what's going on here with you. We're gonna work on it. All right, next one.
Out
Next
of
one.
practice.
So the next one is it Day Day's weed or Nay Nay's weed?
Oh, Day.
Day Day or Nay Nay? That's
Day
right.
Day or Nay Nay?
Oh man, that's a good. I'm gonna have to go with
Last Friday.
right.
Did you say days or
It's
day?
Day.
Day
It's,
Day.
it's a character
Day Day.
from Friday. I'm going with Day. I'm going with Day Day. Oh wait, it's Randy's turn.
Oh, I went with Day.
You
All right,
did.
all
Okay.
right.
okay. Now Nay Nay or Day. What is it?
Say it fast, real 3 times.
Day Day or Nay Nay?
I'm gonna go with the nay.
Oh,
All right. Well, Waxy and Randy get a point on that one. It is
Damn.
Day Day's weed.
Waxy's way ahead. All
I
right.
knew that
All right,
one.
all right. Yeah, I did.
All right. So is the next one Ben Katz Monster Bud, Katz with a Z, or Ed Rosenthal Super Bud?
Ed Rosenthal, Super Bud.
What was the first one?
Ben Katz Monster Bud.
I'm going with Ben Katz Monster, but I know Ed Rosenthal's got some great strains out there. I could be just screwed on this one, but I'm going with the what's the first guy?
Ben Katz.
Ben Katz. I like that guy. Okay.
I'm
All
going with Ed.
Ed. So they
All right.
got Rosenthal. I got Ben Katz.
It is Ed Rosenthal.
Oh,
Yeah.
Ben Katz is a friend of mine who I don't think appreciates cannabis at all. So if he's listening, sorry, buddy.
Ben, get at me. We're gonna make this happen so that I don't lose. Okay. Get at me before the show's up. Okay. All right.
All right. So the next two are Exodus cheese
Ooh.
or electric cheese.
Exodus. Jeez.
Exodus.
Just for the record, when I write these
Put
for
you
this
out.
game, I try and make it like you're just doing like all real strains. I think both those sound extremely real.
No, this is what happens when you have a master's in marketing. You can do these and they sound super legit.
Dang it. Okay, I'm gonna go with Exodus.
Steve?
What was
what
the
was the other
second
one?
one?
Lightning.
Lightning. No, electric.
Oh.
Electric? All right.
Electric.
So
I'm going with the electric.
Okay.
Randy gets a point on that one. It's Exodus cheese.
Yes. Okay.
Waxy picked that too.
Way in the lead. Way in the
All
lead.
right.
All right.
So the next one is it Jurassic Blaze or Jurassic Haze?
Haze.
This is where I can
Haze.
tell that our marketer doesn't know a lot about haze weeds. Okay.
Yeah, but they do call you the Blaze Master.
All right. I'm gonna have to go with haze. I think it's oh. Did you say
Yeah. Haze. I went with Haze.
Haze.
I'm gonna go with the Jurassic Haze as well.
All right. We all got the point.
It is Jurassic Haze.
All right. Nice try,
I
Justin.
started paying attention.
Yeah.
You thought
All right.
you thought you'd
Wait,
catch
is
him on the
anybody that
Blaze
pay- is
from with Waxy.
Is anybody paid attention to see if he's doing like the first or second or anything like that?
Yeah, I am.
No, you're not. No, you're not. You just like almost volunteered to, but it's in the past. Maybe that doesn't work. It's bad math.
I think our MC is
Okay. All right, Justin. What's your
All
next?
right. Liquid butter or butter pats?
I want to dab both of those.
liquid butter. That sounds good.
What about you, Steve?
It's your turn.
Dang it. I'm going with butter. Dang it.
Pate, butter pate.
Not butter pate, man. That's gross.
Ew.
Oh man, I'm gonna
Liquid
lose.
butter.
Butter
butter-
pats. I'm going with
butter
butter pats.
pats.
With a Z. Does that have a Z?
No, it does not.
Does it now?
No.
Which means he
Did
didn't
it when
make
you
it up.
made it up?
It means he didn't make it up. All right. Go ahead there, liquid butter. Go ahead. What do you got, Steve?
I'm going with the liquid butter.
All right. Steve and Randy get the point. It is liquid butter. I made it up butter pats.
I investigated into it with my words. All right. This is a problem
Good job.
for me. This is a
Good
problem.
job, Justin. Good job.
All right. So the next
I'm
one.
up by one on you, Steve.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Well, and
Come on.
Randy now.
So the next one is it red Congolese
Yes.
or purple Rhodesian?
Bro, this isn't even
Congolese.
fair. I can't say any of those words. Say them again. What kind of
Red Congolese
All right.
or purple Rhodesian?
Purple Rhodesian.
I'm going with red Congo leaves.
I'm going with the purple Rhodesian.
Waxy gets a point on that one. It's red Congolese.
Yes.
That just sounded so good, didn't it, Randy?
It did, man. I was
like,
licking my
man,
lips.
All I did was pick the
picturing
one.
that nice big old purple buds.
All I did was pick one that I could possibly pronounce.
Grown in the mountains of Rhodesia.
Right.
Ooh.
You should definitely be talking to your friends in New Mexico that have cultivations and sell them some of these names, Justin.
Yeah, I'm working on it. I'm going to send them this clip and see what they do.
Okay, all right.
So we'll skip that one just because I don't even know how to pronounce that one. But
Yeah,
so,
are you?
oh, you want me to go back? Okay.
Are you looking up the most awful words to pronounce and like turning them into brains?
No. So
All right,
we have
fragilistic expialidocious, or is it? Go ahead.
So this is Violatanica,
Okay.
or Spontanica.
Vile or
Violatanica.
Violatanica
or Spontanica.
or Spontanica. Violatanica or Spontanica.
Pile. Number one.
Randy's taking the number one. I'm going with number two.
Yeah.
It's easier to say.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but I know it's not what Randy picked.
I think I'm going to go with number 2, Spawn.
Spawn.
Yeah.
Spawn. We're going with Spawn along the Bunga or whatever it was.
Yep. So the real strain is Spontanica. The
All
Violator is the evil clown in the Spawn movies and comic books and all that
Oh
stuff.
man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You know that's.
I should have watched that.
I haven't seen that one in a while, Justin.
I loved it. It was one of the breakout episode or breakout scenes for John Leguizamo. So I'm a fan of his comedy, and
I
that was
do
one of
love
his.
him too.
He was good in that. All right, so this keeping in the comic book realm. Ready? So it's
Okay.
Venom OG Kush or Carnage OG Kush.
Venom. Yeah.
I'm also gonna go with Carnage. I'm gonna go Carnage. I'm gonna go with Carnage. Carnage OG Kush.
That sounds like a good.
I'm going with the
strain, man.
Venom.
Venom.
It is Venom OG Kush.
Oh, this is a problem for me.
You see, I was going, no, that ain't right.
Oh, I'm tied. I'm tied with Steve and Randy. You're behind one. All right.
Really?
Yeah, man.
All right, so we got 2 left. You ready?
Randy, you missed
All
the
right.
first 7. That was why.
How many have there been? I think Waxy has a mark for every one of them.
No, I've just had the points.
Yeah, it's tight. It's a tight race at this point.
All
so
right. How many more do we have?
2.
Whoa.
I've got at least 2. I have a third one if we need it. So
Oh,
We're
we're
tiebreaker.
gonna need it.
All
We're
right.
gonna need it.
all right. So is it LSD cookies or peyote cookies?
LSD cookies.
I think it's both, but I'm going peyote cookies.
I'll go with the LSD cookies.
Bam! I got you, fools. Watch this work.
It's peyote cookies.
Are you serious?
Of course, Randy.
Yep.
This is the Flower Power Hour. We're always serious. What's the next one?
All right. So the next one here is it cougar milk or they're coming?
Bro, what were you doing when you wrote these strains?
I've had cougar milk.
I bet you
before.
have, Randy.
I was 18. She was 36.
Wow.
Just had a baby.
All right. Let's keep going. All right. What was it?
She'd been lactating for 3 years.
What was it?
Well,
Milk? What was it?
no.
Cougar milk, man.
Cougar milk. All right,
Cougar milk.
Randy is knee deep in cougar milk. What's the other one? Because I don't want that.
They're coming.
Outright, please.
They're coming.
Yeah, I think it's meant to be like a paranoia. They're coming kind of thing.
That's after you meet the cougar.
I'm
milk.
gonna bow. I don't want to do this. I'm gonna cougar milk. I'm going with cougar
I'm
milk.
going with they're coming.
All right.
Please let Steve win.
The real answer is cougar milk.
Oh! All right, let's go on to.
Told you I had it.
Did you have one more, perhaps more PG-13?
Ironically enough, I skipped over it thinking that was the safer 2 strains to throw at you guys. So the 2 that I've got for you.
Real strain, fake strain for this week.
Is that it, Justin?
I got one left. It's still
Okay.
radio friendly, but we'll see where Randy goes with it. I mean,
Here we go. Yeah, Randy took cougar milk in the wrong direction. All right, go ahead, buddy.
all right. Is it
Too much
triple
milk.
X
The graphic.
420
Hold on. Triple X 420.
or triple X 710?
couldn't go wrong either way.
Yeah, I
could
don't know
you?
what to do here.
Are we talking?
We're talking real strain, fake strain game.
I'll say 420.
Okay. I'm going with 710. I'm Waxy Brown. I keep it like that.
I'm going with 420.
I know I'm wrong, but I had to do it.
This was the worst idea we've ever had because now you guys are all tied.
Really?
Yeah,
We are actually.
Triple X 420.
Wow. We are. Are you sure we're tied?
Mm-hmm.
10.
I told you you've been marking
What?
all of them.
We are tied. We are tied. So paper, rock, scissors. I've got rock. You get scissors, and you get scissors, and I won. How's that?
I think Randy wins because he's the guest, right?
Oh, you're right. We should give it to the guest. All right, ladies and gentlemen, your winner for today's real strain, fake strain. We're gonna give you a bottle of Waxy Brown Wax Off Dab Red Cleaner for winning, Randy.
Oh,
but Randy's gonna take home the
Awesome.
trophy. All right, man. We don't want you to go home with nothing.
Other than a
You get a robust, you get a Waxy Brown Wax Off and a robust pre-roll. All right, we better take a break, y'all. Justin, that was hilarious. You keep coming with the man. You're killing it. You're a lot better at this than I am. All right, folks. When we get back, we've got another great interview for you from the Courage in Cannabis series, as well as we're going to have an interview from Ron Durbin as soon as we get back, actually, from Viridian Boot Camp, an event happening on March 16th. You guys are listening to Waxy Brown's Flower Power Hour live from the Robust Cannabis Studios on K-Kid 92.9.
Let's give a warm welcome to Smoke River Cannabis.
Hello, Missouri. Are you ready?
Premium brand. Different. Organic. We're the best. High quality. Unique. Premium brand. Different. Unique. Premium brand. We're different. We're different. Premium brand.
At Besame Wellness, we're all about supporting the health and well-being of our community. With a wide selection of locally curated medical marijuana products, we'll help find what works best for you. Don't have a card? Let us help navigate the application process. And if you can't make it to one of our 5 convenient locations, we'll even deliver to your door. Visit us in-store or online at besamewellness.com.
Listen to the sound of my voice. You are getting sleepy. You want to wax off. You need to wax off. Donde está la biblioteca? Where is the library? You will wax off as soon as you can. Wax off. Good. Wax off.
Yo, what's up? My name is Klaus, and I'm very excited to be a part of Team Wax Off with the commercials. My man Carlos is the guy who pushes the button on the camera, but I'm really the creative genius. So what I like to do with products is I put them in places where people can understand how they work. With Wax Off, this is very easy. I got a filthy, gross pipe, and I put wax off in it. It's so simple. Pour it in sexy, Carlos. So just pour it a little set. No, that's too... Carlos, that's too sexy. Dial it back. Okay, Carlos, pick it up and shake that. Shake it like a Polaroid picture, you little... Okay, now take it and rinse it out with water. It's been too long. Wash it. Okay, now, Carlos, bring it back and show them the clean one. Okay, there it is. And there it is. It is clean and sexy. That is it. We're done now. Enjoy the photos and buy wax off because it is super sexy. Vidal tools, everybody.
Hey, everybody, welcome back to Waxy Brown's Flower Power Hour, brought to you live from the Robust Cannabis Studios at K-Kid 92.9. We've had a heck of a show so far. Congrats goes out to my dude Randy Johnson for bringing home the Waxy Brown Wax Off Dab Break Cleaner for winning real strain, fake strain game.
The real trophy here. Look.
Yeah, you know, Justin, you're like a marketing whiz, man, and you couldn't come up with a better name for this game than real strain, fake strain game. Justin's muted again. Is that you're doing or his?
That's me.
Oh,
Yeah.
I got him. Awesome. All right, so before we get a little deeper into the show, I want to talk a little bit about what happened in Oklahoma. And Randy, I'm glad you're here today because you've got a pretty good sense of what Missouri could have had, and where we're at now, where we're going. So I want to kind of take a look at this Oklahoma thing and kind of break it down a little bit, just in our own opinions here on the show and kind of talk about it a little bit. So let me read you what's going on. Oklahoma voters have rejected a ballot initiative that would have legalized marijuana for adult use in the state on Tuesday. For most counties across the state, the cannabis reform measure, State Question 820, was the only proposal on the ballot, a unique scenario in the history of the legalization movement. Advocates tried to put the reform on the November 2022 ballot, but delays in signature verification by officials and the state Supreme Court's subsequent decision in litigation meant that it missed the window to qualify for that election cycle. In October, Governor Kevin Stitt, you pronounced that right, that's Kevin Stitt, a Republican called a special election for a cannabis measure that took place on Tuesday. The measure would have allowed, and here's where you guys can check out the differences. It would have allowed adults 21 and older to purchase and possess up to 1 ounce of cannabis, grow up to 6 mature plants and 6 seedlings. It just says seedlings. It says seedlings for personal use. The current Oklahoma Medical Marijuana Authority would have been responsible for regulating the program and issuing licenses. A 15% excise tax would have been imposed on adult use marijuana products.
Wow.
And that's just one tax, right? So you have like your municipality taxes, all kinds of multiple taxes there. That it would have ended up pretty wild. And with revenue going into the Oklahoma Marijuana Revenue Trust Fund. I'm wondering why this didn't pass. The funds would have first covered the cost of administrating the program, and the rest would have been divided between municipalities where the sales occurred. So 10% of that would have been redistributed throughout the, well, that's what they say, about 10% would have been redistributed throughout the municipalities. State Judicial Revolving Fund, the General Fund, the Public Education Grants, and grants for programs involved with substance misuse and treatment, which would have been about 20% of that would have went towards that. The rest of it's a little fluffy for me. People serving in prison for activity made legal under the measure would have the ability to file a petition for resentencing, reversal of conviction and dismissal of case, or modification of judgment and sentence, meaning that they can go and they can get expunged, right? But it's not automatic.
But not automatic.
Right.
For any of them.
Right. In Missouri, we've automatically expunged almost 8,000 so far. Folks changed their lives. In Oklahoma, you would have had to chase down every bit of that, possibly hire lawyers.
Well, plus our law provides for more defenders to
public defenders
help
that
happen, you know.
Right.
You bet. And it says those who've already served their sentences for such a conviction could also petition the courts for expungement. So they're saying you have to petition on all levels there. Advocates for the Yes on 820 campaign promoted a new report last week detailing the cost of ongoing cannabis criminalization. So this is the folks that wanted to pass it. This was their main reasoning when they learned that things were maybe not going as well as they wanted to. It said that they more than 4,500 people in Oklahoma are arrested annually for cannabis, almost 5,000.
Wow.
Yeah, for cannabis possession. According to the analysis from Oklahoma's for Criminal Justice Reform, more than 60,000 people in the state have either cannabis-related convictions or expunged dismissals on their records. So if SQ 820 had become law, those people would have petitioned the courts to clear all those records. Now, the state's earlier legalization of medical marijuana already seems to have reduced arrests and prosecutions. It seems like arrests and prosecutions since they legalized the med market, like all markets, seems to dip down. The number of people who are incarcerated on marijuana charges has also declined. So pretty wild, guys. You know, I'm not sure if I saw it going that way, to be honest. I want to be real upfront about the way I feel about the Oklahoma market. I feel like we're very blessed to have a Missouri market that is operating as robustly and as it is. And,
absolutely.
And Oklahoma made some what I call mistakes. I don't know if they call it mistakes. I think a mistake is starting a program without a seed to sale tracking system, without accountability, without an industry, without regulation, or not enough of it. I think that's what
was like the wild, wild west down there.
Well, that's just it, right? And you don't know what you're getting.
Throw the numbers out of how many dispensaries versus cultivation licenses.
7,000 cultivators to 2,100 dispensaries. 7,000 commercial growers to 21,000 to 7,000 to 2,100 dispensaries. So you have
the ratios
over 3 times as much plants as you do have growing as you do dispensaries. It's wild to me.
And you can buy.
You know what's really funny?
Go ahead.
When I drove through Oklahoma on the way over to see you guys, I think, or something like that, there wasn't a single cop watching you come into the state, but there were like 5 white Suburbans with like DEA or drug enforcement all watching people going out of the state. So they know it's crossing the line and they are looking for it.
Yeah.
It's dirt cheap.
Yeah.
And that's another thing. Like, we need all these states around us to legalize for us as well, for Missourians, because like when we travel to go see Justin down in New Mexico for those expos and hang out down there, we have to travel through some pretty intense country. I have to go through Texas. I don't take a breath when I go through Texas. It's scary.
Yeah.
And like Kansas is just as scary up there, and Oklahoma's trying to do their thing, but I don't want to have to go register for a medical card every time I cross a border in the United States of America. I don't want to be like the olden days where you pull out the business card thing and it's 19 cards long. It's like, what state am I in now? Let me look. Mississippi. Okay, right here. This one here. Oh, I'm sorry. That's Michigan. Hold on 1 second.
I'll tell you, the fact that we have reciprocity with medical cards in New Mexico has been huge for us with the tourism, because people like you guys that are medical card holders can come down here and you don't have to do anything else. You just can go in and pick up your medicine.
Wow.
And you get the same benefits as a New Mexico resident. With pricing and all that kind of stuff. So
I did that. I went down to New Mexico. We went in. I don't know what dispensary you took us into, but there were some pretty cool cats, man. They definitely had that good culture down there. But they were getting beat on product, you know.
Yeah, and that was before we had adult use, so I had to sit in the lobby like a chump while you guys picked up all your stuff, and I was out there smoking my hemp. So whatever.
Yeah, all good. All right, so a lot of fun there with Oklahoma not figuring out what they're going to do with an industry. So that takes us up to our interview. So I want to let me get a little intro here. So Andrea is going to be our next interview here. Now, Andrea is also one of the authors from the Courage in Cannabis book. What I want to say about Andrea is when I interviewed her, I felt a force there, an energy that I hadn't felt in a minute when I've done an interview before. And I definitely got a sense of compassion. I got a sense of someone that wanted to spread this love. I also got a sense of someone who needed this plant in their life and found the right recipe to be able to continue and be a great person.
Well,
so
being that, you know, it was a given choice by her and her physician,
her therapist,
you know. I mean, that's awesome.
We're gonna get into it. Yeah, wild
Let's
stuff.
see it.
It's really cool when we see Western medicine and cannabis kind of hold hands, and that's what we'll see in this interview. Justin, Route 66 Labs, man, you got us queued up there.
It looks like it, yeah.
Perfect. All right, guys, we're gonna jump over to this commercial. You guys are listening to this interview with the Courage in Cannabis book. I want you guys to pay attention. This is gonna be a great interview. You guys listen to Waxy Brown's Flower Power Hour. We'll be right back.
With one of the Courage in Cannabis authors. Available for sale this spring. Visit courageincannabis.com for more info.
As you just heard, we have one of our superstar guests on from the Courage in Cannabis book by Dr. Bridget Cole Williams. That's going to hit bookstores this spring. It's going to be available. Awesome. So excited to have these folks on. So just to bring the listeners up to speed, this book, Courage in Cannabis, Volume 2 that's coming out, it's got all kinds of amazing superstars in there. Folks from Mike Tyson to Ed Rosenthal to Andrea Chalet, who we have on the phone right now. We have in studio in the StreamYard there. Andrea, welcome to the Flower Power Hour. It's great to have you.
Thank you so much for having me.
You betcha. So isn't this an exciting time, Andrea? Like, you know, this is really cool that this book is coming out. And it's got to be such a really cool feeling to be able to step out and be able to tell a story of yours that needs to be told. How exciting is that, Andrea?
I'm really excited to see how all of the other authors are using their stories to humanize cannabis and break down the stigma around using it.
Yeah, very cool. You know, that I'm not exactly sure how many authors are in this, but there's a lot, and each story is going to be just as powerful as the last. So it's going to be, I feel really blessed to be able to have these folks on, like Andrea, on the show over the next month and a half, 2 months or so. This is going to be a really exciting book to read because
absolutely,
yeah, you know, we love to ask that listener that comes on the show, what was their path to cannabis? And like these folks in this book have some wonderful paths. So I'd like to open up, Andrea, a little bit about that. I'd like to ask you, and this will kind of segue into what your chapter in this book is about. And what is your path to cannabis? What brought you to the plant medically? What brought you to that med card there in Cincinnati, where you're at?
I had never tried cannabis before 2019.
Oh.
I was 19 years old. I had just been diagnosed with PTSD after living with it for a few years. And I was really lucky to have a therapist who wanted to help me create a holistic treatment plan so that I didn't have to go on pharmaceuticals to treat my symptoms. And she wrote a letter and gave me a copy of the diagnosis so that I could bring that to a doctor who had the certificate to recommend. And the process was super easy. And I walked out and registered for my med card the same day.
I'm very curious,
Nice.
Andrea. I'm very curious. Did your therapist bring the idea of holistic medicine to the table, or did you bring that to the table?
I think both of us had the same values, but she was the one who actually brought up medical cannabis. For some reason, I didn't think I qualified for it, but PTSD was on the list of qualifying conditions.
Now, was that the first year that medical marijuana was available in Cincinnati, in Ohio as well?
Yeah, I believe so. And there weren't a lot of resources out there to help me figure out like what doctor to go to or what products to try. So it was pretty new then.
Yeah, it's interesting to see the merger of Western medicine and cannabis finding its way into these offices. That's a really powerful testimonial that the two of you could come together and find, well, a new path for you that brought you to today, which is, it's pretty wild. You're currently in the cannabis industry. That's correct, Andrea, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What do you do there? You work as a general manager for Eastern Kentucky Hemp Company. What does Eastern Kentucky Hemp Company do?
It was originally founded in 2018 in Grayson, Kentucky, because the CEO's grandfather had cancer and was looking to use CBD to help him with the side effects of his treatment. So the root of the company is helping people feel better and live healthier lifestyles.
Absolutely.
Very cool. So, and I love that when you have folks that have great stories like Andrea, and they're still currently every day out there helping patients find their way through this plant. And I don't think you could do that, Andrea, as well as you are if you didn't have the education you have. And I want to kind of ping on that for a second, because we don't get a lot of folks out there who have the educational background that you have with this plant and what you're working towards. So let's talk a little bit about the University of Cincinnati and what you've experienced there.
Well, I was working on my bachelor's in environmental studies. One of my horticulture professors proposed a cannabis studies certificate to the university, which got approved. And now it is a minimum 15 credit hour certificate. So you actually do get a piece of paper at the end. Mine is currently framed in my living room.
Is it made of hemp and have big pot leaves all over it? Probably not, huh?
I wish. But I took classes about horticulture, law, psychology. I even got to take a field class where we set up a hop yard and a hemp field.
Oh, cool.
Nice. So how did that work out? Was your hemp field set up obviously outdoors?
Yeah, it was outdoors. My class was the first one to take that class. So we built the hemp field and the hop yard, set up the irrigation system. It was so cool.
How many plants did you guys grow?
I can't remember.
Fields.
Well,
it was a tiny field.
Okay.
A little bitty field.
Well, like maybe a half acre or something like that, but still that's quite a large area, when you think about it, people growing a couple in their tent at home inside their closet and stuff. So that's just to see that field of dreams out there.
Well, and Andrea has a very unique thing going on here, because Andrea, you understand cannabis personally from a therapeutic a direction, as well as you're in the industry, not only serving the folks out there, but working in hemp and cannabis, which is brilliant. And it's very cool to see somebody that has that well-rounded of an education about the plant. Your endocannabinoid system isn't going anywhere. We're certainly learning all kinds of things about it, and folks like Andrea are out there on the front lines making sure that that folks get access to this plant. That's right, Andrea, huh?
Yeah, I'll tell you, Andrea is the two-punch knockout for people that need to check out the plant coming in the first time. Full education, has personal experience with it. I mean, we've only known Andrea for 7 minutes, and I can already tell the empathy that she would share with a patient coming in, like, I need help. That's the person you want behind the counter. You don't want the guys like, yeah, man, just take like 1,000 milligrams and just go.
Just a bunch.
I get paid on commission now, man.
Yeah.
No, so what I think too is cool that you're on both sides of the fence. You're a medical patient along with selling the hemp as well. So, in your words, how do you see the difference?
Sorry.
You're okay.
I got warrants.
My buddy Brian's in the studio. He almost took off, man. Settle down.
I thought it was legal now. Come on.
Yeah, well,
that was perfect.
Steve's question is along the lines of what do you see a line between hemp and cannabis out there?
I don't think hemp is going to go away, even if we get full legalization of recreational marijuana. Not everyone is going to want to have that Delta 9 high. You'll have some people who just want to have non-psychoactive effects like from CBD or a milder high from Delta 8. It's good to have all of those options around.
Exactly.
Everyone's different needs.
I use Delta 8 for sleep nightly, and I'm currently not drinking alcohol and using Delta 8 drinks to get away from all that noise. So Delta 8 has a big place here in my heart and in Missouri as well as I'm sure Ohio there. But also the other cannabinoids are just going to come marching in and be just as helpful as all of those. So it's going to be very cool to see the research open up now that things are starting to be talked about, and we've got folks out there on the front lines.
And
like Andrea.
speaking of being talked about, just catching some of the news clips that we've seen on the Missouri side.
Sure.
How do you feel your patients are accepting this, and what kind of attitudes do they have when they walk through your door?
That's Andrea.
Yeah.
How's your Ohio scene out there with cannabis? I know here we were doing some big things out here, but I'm not as I don't know as much about Ohio as Andrea does.
The prices in Ohio are a little bit steep at the moment for medical cannabis, but the prices for Delta 8 and CBD and all of the other hemp-based cannabinoids are pretty reasonable.
Right.
Gotcha.
The area I'm in has a lot of head shops that have Delta 8 and CBD, so it's pretty big in this community.
Lots of
and it's a great option for people who can't afford to get their med card.
Gotcha. So, Andrea, the Courage in Cannabis Volume 2 book is coming out this spring. You've got a chapter in it. We're really excited to read this book and be able to experience all the authors' different paths out there. What am I going to experience when I read your chapter, Andrea?
You'll see how I went from a medical patient to getting an education to finally working in the industry. You'll just see my dream of using my experience to help others.
Very cool. And it does go like that, right? Like some folks out there, like Andrea, start out finding the medicine, and then they find this spark where it's now time to spread that knowledge and spread that medicine and make sure that other people have the same, at least not level of knowledge, but access to that education that Andrea has. So very cool, Andrea, that you're helping
for her to
folks
share
out there.
that with them too. That's awesome.
Very excited to read your chapter in Courage in Cannabis, Andrea.
I'm excited to hear about the Delta 8 dab bar. I mean, that's the first time I've ever heard that, and I'm in the hemp side of this game. So what is that all about?
So we use Puffco Peak Pros and syringe 0.1 milliliters of concentrate into the Puffco. And you can heat it up on 4 different levels and hit it as many times until that dab runs out.
Nice.
Very cool.
We offer student discounts just because we are located so close to the University of Cincinnati.
Well, and you know why that's really important too. From the student aspect, they can't have cannabis and those kind of events or those kind of environments on campus, right? So a place for a college kid to get off campus legally and go experience those kind of things without breaking any of the university or state or federal laws is to go see Andrew and her team over there and have some dab bar fun.
So now, do you have a little dab bar secluded from the rest of the store that they have to go back in and do this?
Yeah, so originally the setup was we had one half of the space started out as the dispensary side, and then we knocked down a wall, rented out the other space and turned it into a dab bar. And now we use that space to host events along with the dab bar. So like Smash tournaments, Mario Kart tournaments,
All right.
movie nights, game nights. Try to really build a cannabis community.
So what's your? I mean, you got me all thinking now here because I'm we
want to stay on the book.
I know. Okay. So okay, great.
Awesome stuff.
Well, that is though. I mean, that's just so cool.
Oh yeah, it is wild, man.
And what she's doing behind the scene is not just a dab bar; it's a place to come and hang out and watch a movie. And the normalization is where I'm going with this. And,
people have bars and they have their places where they get to do their things, and
Right.
it's cool to see a spot provided for cannabis and folks that want to enjoy that atmosphere.
like she said, man, she wants to get it involved in the community.
Yeah, right on. Andrea, we really appreciate you. The Courage in Cannabis Volume 2 book is going to come out this spring. You folks can always tune into the Flower Power Hour, learn a lot about it, and maybe catch more of these authors as you tune in. Andrea, really appreciate you doing what you do and taking the time out for the show today.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
You betcha. We'll have you on in the future, too. I don't have anybody from Ohio that's like coming on the show, man. We'll have to start kind of covering the scene out there, too. We dig it.
I visited Missouri a few weeks ago, and I was in a Mardi Gras parade in St. Louis, and it was sponsored by a bunch of the dispensaries, which was so cool.
Right.
And I was even behind a dispensary truck in the parade.
Yep,
you guys are.
That's the way we're doing it, man. We decided.
Sounds like Missouri.
Missouri, we decided to go ahead and have fun with cannabis.
Well, hey, when for the first 4 weeks of recreational cannabis being sold, it was $103 million.
Yeah, that's wild.
And we have 6 million people. Illinois, 12 million people. They did 32,000.
32 million. Yeah,
32
a
million.
third of what we did.
Right. So yeah, I think some people in Missouri have
Yeah.
been waiting a long time for this.
All right, folks, that's been a heck of an interview. Andrea, we appreciate you
Thank
coming
you.
on the show, and I look forward to you coming back on. All right, guys, you guys are listening to Waxy Brown's Flower Power Hour. That's the Courage in Cannabis series. Make sure you guys pick that book up in April when it comes out, or in the spring when it comes out, and then make sure you guys tune in for more of these wonderful authors and all these absolutely incredible stories that we've got coming up. All right, you guys are listening to Waxy Brown's Flower Power Hour, brought to you live from the Robust Cannabis Studio, K-Kid 92.9. All right, we're back live in the Robust Cannabis Studios at K-Kid 92.9. So it's been a great show, man. Lots of good stuff.
It's like deja vu, man.
All over again.
Yeah. And Justin even told me don't do that. You already did it once. But that's all good. I'm a stoner.
See what you get, Justin, for trying to tell him to do something.
All right, we do need to go take a break. We need to take a break and then another break and another break. Apparently, we've missed a couple of them, but just two. So when we get back, Justin, we're going to talk about a little bit more about Oklahoma. I want to tell people about what's happening with the Gortach on Friday, and I want to talk about Smoky River Entertainment District as well as Smoky River Cannabis. You guys are listening to Waxy Brown's Flower Power Hour. We'll be right back in the Robust Cannabis Studios.
Smoky River Cannabis.
Hello, Missouri. Are you ready?
People always ask me, how do you do it? What's your secret? How long did it take? What kind of dedication do you have? How do you do it every day? Well, the truth is, I'm high as shit most of the time, and I wax off a lot. I mean a lot.
Let's give a warm welcome to Smoke River Cannabis.
Hello, Missouri. Are you ready?
Yo, what's up? My name is Klaus, and I'm very excited to be a part of Team Wax Off with the commercials. My man Carlos is the guy who pushes the button on the camera, but I'm really the creative genius. So what I like to do with products is I put them in places where people can understand how they work. With Wax Off, this is very easy. I got a filthy, gross pipe, and I put wax off in it. It's so simple. Pour it in sexy, Carlos. So just pour it in a little set. No, that's too... Carlos, that's too sexy. Dial it back. Okay, Carlos, pick it up and shake that. Shake it like a Polaroid picture, you little... Okay, now take it and rinse it out with water. It's been too long. Wash it. Okay, now, Carlos, bring it back and show them the clean one. Okay, there it is. And there it is. It is clean and sexy. That is it. We're done now. Enjoy the photos and buy Wax Off because it is super sexy. Vidal tools, everybody.
Hemp and cannabis marketing can be tough going. Traditional marketing ideas can make it an uphill struggle. The truth is, you can't rely on traditional marketing in this game. You need a creative way to the top. At Route 66 Labs, we've got you covered. With over 20 years of sales and marketing expertise, you're in for one hell of a ride. Websites, marketing strategy, graphics, social media, and more. They'll hire faster than Route 66 Labs.
At Besame Wellness, we're all about supporting the health and well-being of our community. With a wide selection of locally curated medical marijuana products, we'll help find what works best for you. Don't have a card? Let us help navigate the application process. And if you can't make it to one of our 5 convenient locations, we'll even deliver to your door. Visit us in-store or online at besamewellness.com.
Yo, what's up? My name is Klaus, and I'm very excited to be a part of Team Wax Off with the commercials. My man Carlos is the guy who pushes the button on the camera, but I'm really the creative genius. So what I like to do with products is I put them in places where people can understand how they work. With Wax Off, this is very easy. I got a filthy, gross pipe, and I put wax off in it. It's so simple. Pour it in sexy, Carlos. So just pour it in a little set. No, that's too... Carlos, that's too sexy. Dial it back. Okay, Carlos. Speak.
The Waxy Brown Flower Power Hour, brought to you live from the Robust Cannabis Studios at K-Kid 92.9. It has been a heck of a show so far. I don't have a lot of value. Thanks, buddy. Thanks. Not going to hear me. All right. Welcome back, y'all. It's been a heck of a show. We had some great interviews. Andrew was a great interview.
Right.
It's always just a little tough having an interview where we're talking about testimonials about ailments, because there's a lot of information that comes out that isn't it isn't funny. It isn't something that we laugh about. There's no knock who's there before some of these interviews. It's just really good to know that there's folks out there that the cannabis plant is helping. Go ahead, Justin.
Well, and even talking about it sometimes, especially when it's like PTSD or a trauma or something like that, that can trigger that as well. So, I mean, everybody that we've talked to so far with this book that's sharing those moments, I mean, huge shout out to them, because that is not easy to do. And having the courage and owning that ultimately means that they're going to own that recovery in their life. And I love them for it. So
that's
super awesome.
Beautiful perspective, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, Justin, we got a few things that we want to go over for the close of the show. And one of them is one of my favorite big things to talk about, and it's going down Friday, 2 days from now. All of everyone in the world is going to get to watch the documentary of the tale of the Gortach. Our team went down and hunted this mythological creature that is out to take out the hemp and cannabis world, and we had a grand fun time doing it. And you guys out there get to experience the feature-length documentary on Friday. Justin, let's take them on a little bit of a spin. If I'm the listener, I want to know not only what this is about, but I want to know where I can see it.
Yeah, so the Gortach is the creature that we believe came out of an earthquake back in the 1800s in Missouri, and it just hates hemp and cannabis. So it is truly the bane of the industry, and it goes after it. And the way they figured out how to put this thing back into the earth for another year is to go out and have a big celebration and have a big sesh and celebrate the plant for what it is and come together as a community. And based on the numbers you guys just posted for the first month of adult use, I think we did our job.
I was going to, you took the words right out of my mouth.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Now
I don't know how, but I think we did.
This is my favorite folklore because it's ours right here in Missouri. This creature that we're talking about, its sole purpose in this universe is to keep us from our plant, from our cannabis plant, whether that's hemp or your cannabinoids out there, or your cannabis products that you find inside the dispensaries. Maybe you're a home grower and your first and second crop, they just aren't working that great. Maybe it's not the genetics. It could be the Gortach.
Ooh.
Anything that's gone wrong in your life, I don't care what it is. If it has to do with weed and it went a little bit sideways, blame the Gortach. We give you absolute free access to do that. You're welcome to blame the Gortach for everything, but you're also welcome to join us in the film, which Justin has rightly called Cheech and Chong meets Blair Witch Project, and it certainly has that feel, right? So. Justin, man, so how this really roll down, man? You came down here to Missouri from New Mexico, and you brought your ghillie suit and your weapons of grass destruction, and did it your way. Steve in the film goes after the Gortach in a completely different way. I don't want to give it away too much. He didn't do a whole lot, and somehow still we'll talk.
I don't know if OSHA will let us talk about that because we didn't have any safety regulations on scene or anything.
We had a lot of safety meetings.
I had a smoke detector.
That's fair. Okay,
that was me. I was like, Steve's smoking. But But yeah, he was in his RV, and he did have a smoke detector in there. Maybe even a fire detergent. What's that called? Fire detergent? What's that thing called? Extinguisher. Yeah.
Detergent?
I don't know what it's called.
That's how Waxy gets the burn marks out of his clothes.
Never
with
had
fire.
a purpose for one in Waxy's world. You know?
That's the fire detergent is my new strain.
Extinguish it? Are you kidding? Smoke it.
Smoke it, man.
So we did. We all went out as a team, and Tim, our co-host over in Switzerland right now, he used science because Tim is in the testing lab industry here in Missouri, in the cannabis industry, and he decided to go after it with science. So we all went after it our different ways. I loaded up the best way I knew how, and that was with a lot of cannabis, and kept myself extremely medicated because I don't remember a lot of this, just to be real. But it was a lot of fun. I know that. I did go and watch the film ahead of time. Now, listen, a lot of big stars don't do that. Relax. I know I wouldn't watch my own film. Just kidding. But I was thoroughly entertained, and normally I bother myself on the when I listen to or watch myself. It bothered, but this one, it was hilarious.
No, I think it was the big star thing.
Stop it. Stop it.
Randy got a big kick out of that.
Yeah. But it was a blast.
He's got celebrity status.
Yeah.
I've got a contract to prove it.
He does have me contracted. That's why I'm not on whatever other radio station would ever have me.
I see. That's how you keep him there, huh?
Yeah.
Well,
and party favors.
I'm under a THC here. I can't go anywhere else.
Well, and we've been talking to a lot of people that are. We've been talking to a lot of people in the industry that we know around the country and even the world. And because it's going live stream either through our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/the Gortach, and you can
GORTACH, the Gortach,
and you can get a little reminder when we actually go live with the broadcast and all that good stuff. So make sure you click that button. Or because we had enough people say, I want to watch it on my TV that can do YouTube but not Facebook, we went ahead and opened up the channel to stream it to YouTube. So you can get a whole bunch of friends together, put it on your smart TV, your Roku, your Apple TV, whatever else you have that you're doing it, and watch it on a big TV. If anybody rents out a movie theater, take a picture of it for us because that would be hilarious. But we very realistically could have a world premiere with some friends that we have in Ireland, some friends we have down in Ecuador and Costa Rica and all that. They're going to hopefully tune in.
Jason Gant out in Spain, so he's got us take care of it.
It's getting weird, but we're going to have a lot of fun with it. And we just really wanted to celebrate all the hard work everyone did to get adult use into Missouri and New Mexico for that matter as well, because we passed ours last year as well. But it's just going to be a laugh riot. We're going to have a lot of fun with it, and we hope everybody enjoys it and they get a good laugh out of it. And you can watch it as long as you want for free. So watch it 100 times. Doesn't matter to us.
Now, if you followed my team for a while, and I know a lot of you have, you know that we don't ever do anything without a lot of reason. So we've got this documentary. We're releasing this film, and you can bet that this is going to turn into. And we can't release a lot of information now, but this is going to turn into some events that Missourians and beyond are going to want to go to. You're going to want to smoke away the Gortach with us, and make sure that the hemp and cannabis industry and even your personal stash is safe for the year. So I think that's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's going to be wild.
Stash all in one word.
Yeah. Why not?
It's kind of like mustache, stash.
So the Gortach, I do want to give a big shout out, and Steve, you can follow along with me here.
All right.
I want to give a big shout out to Justin. He's put thousands and thousands of hours into this project.
Absolutely.
And where it's
Congratulations.
really,
Good job, buddy.
Congrats, yeah. Where it's really
Thanks,
easy. It's really easy for me to smoke a bunch of pot and have great ideas with my friends and do things like this. But in order to bring things like this to fruition, you need somebody that's driven, hard charger, and can understand how to take things like this to the next level. And that's what Justin Trowbridge,
Absolutely.
Route 66 did.
What it
So
takes.
we appreciate you very much, man, for making this this come to fruition for all of us.
Well, and the thing I just realized too, while you guys were reading off what I paid you to say, was the we hunted the Gortach, and guess what else happened afterward?
What?
Smoky River Entertainment District became a real thing.
Yeah, we won.
In Missouri.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that for a second. So I'm really excited. I know we're all stoked to go. The first event at Smoky River Entertainment District is 420, and it is looking to be the show of shows when you talk about hip hop and cannabis. It's got Wiz Khalifa, Chevy Woods, Smoke Burner, Steve. I know you know all these guys.
Joey Badass.
Joey Badass. Yeah, you're right. We got Steve.
Yeah, man, I
rappers,
got all their CDs.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even know if these folks have put out CDs. It's been a while.
I got them on 8-track and vinyl.
But yeah, and let's see, we got Smoke, we got Chevy Woods, Smoke Dizza, Joey Badass, Wiz Khalifa, and my favorite rapper, Burner, is going to be there. I'm super stoked about that. Cookies in the house. So
There
that's
you go.
that's the Smoky River Entertainment District right outside of Kansas City. And we'll talk about that just a little bit more. Steve, I'd like to get that break out of the way if we can. You got that lined up?
I do.
All right, let's go. Let's go get this last break in because we missed it with all these great interviews. When we get back, we're going to finish out the show. You guys are listening to Waxy Brown's Flower Power Hour live from the Robust Cannabis Studios at K-Kid 92.9.
Let's give a warm welcome to Smoky River Cannabis.
Hello, Missouri. Are you ready?
Premium brand. Different. Organic. We're the best. High quality. Unique. Different. Unique. High quality. We're different. We're different. Premium brand.
At Besame Wellness, we're all about supporting the health and well-being of our community. With a wide selection of locally curated medical marijuana products, we'll help find what works best for you. Don't have a card? Let us help navigate the application process. And if you can't make it to one of our 5 convenient locations, we'll even deliver to your door. Visit us in-store or online at besamewellness.com.
Listen to the sound of my voice. You are getting sleepy. You want to wax off. You need to wax off. Donde está la biblioteca? Where is the library? You will wax off as soon as you can. Wax off. Good. Wax off.
Yo, what's up? My name is Klaus, and I'm very excited to be a part of Team Wax Off with the commercials. My man Carlos is the guy who pushes the button on the camera, but I'm really the creative genius. So what I like to do with products is I put them in places where people can understand how they work. With Wax Off, this is very easy. I got a filthy, gross pipe, and I put wax off in it. It's so simple. Pour it in sexy, Carlos. So just pour it in a little side. No, that's too... Carlos, that's too sexy. Dial it back. Okay, Carlos, pick it up and shake that. Shake it like a Polaroid picture, you little... Okay, now take it and rinse it out with water. It's been too long. Wash it. Okay, now, Carlos, bring it back and show them the clean one. Okay, there it is. And there it is. It is clean and sexy. That is it. We're done now. Enjoy the photos and buy wax off because it is super sexy. A Vidal Toodles, everybody.
No audio from you guys.
people like Michelle Neri, who we interviewed today, out of Ohio. She had some really great stuff going on. She's part of the Grannies with Grass movement.
Is that what that was?
Yeah, they're a national movement. Yeah, pretty cool
I've heard
stuff.
of them.
Andrea on as well from the Courage in Cannabis book, who told her story about how she got to where she's at, PTSD, things like that. Justin, you there finally?
Yep.
No.
I guess.
No, maybe
He
not.
can hear us now. We
It's
can't
all
hear
good.
him.
All right, how many seconds I got left, Steve?
30.
All right. You guys, it's been a wonderful show. Next week we're going to talk about all kinds of good stuff, including more Courage in Cannabis stories. And